Hello everybody, today I'm asking the question, does the core exist? Well, it doesn't matter whether it exists, it doesn't matter whether it doesn't exist, it's how I can meet you where you are and give you the best out of movement and give you the best anatomy tips going forwards. So it's not about who's right or who's wrong, it's what you can do with the body. So again, in traditional anatomy, the word anatomy or anatomy comes from the Latin word anatome, which means to cut up. So we would have looked at muscles individually, and we've got to respect the works of Gray and all the traditional anatomists of looking at origin and insertion. But actually, when we come to look at a human being works all the systems together. So you cannot work in isolation the way modern medicine is today. We have to look at everything. We have to look at the belief system, the respiration system, the circulation system, the digestive system, the lymphatic system, the limbic emotional system. All those systems work together. So you normally would have thought of that. You know, your rectus abdominis, your TVA, and all these things are important, your obliques, and of course they're all part of one network. But what we're not looking at is the organs and the digestive system. So your flat abs always start in the kitchen. So your flat abs doesn't start in the studio, it starts in the kitchen, and it's depending on your gut microbiome and various digestive things. So I want to get now a connection of the appendages to the center of the body and a connection from the center of the body out to the appendages. In Pilates, Joseph Pilates worked the body as a full whole, and he called it the powerhouse. In yoga, it's known as bandhas. In physiotherapy, they call it core. I've also heard of the center of the body called the tanda muladhara, which is 2 inches below the navel. But this is how I teach. So I want everything to work. So I include the head and everything right down to the pelvis or the tail, which is the sacrum, as the powerhouse, including my organs inside, including the diaphragms and respiration. That's my powerhouse. I then coordinate them with the appendages, so we're thinking from the inside to going out, so internal to external, external to internal. And if we want to think of it a different way, proximal to distal, distal to proximal. So I'm going to give you a demo here. So Ryan, if you go down and take 4-point kneeling on the reformer. And his feet are going to press back against the shoulder rest and his hands are going forwards. Now then, I'm actually going to use the golf stick here. I want him to bend his elbows down slightly, so bend your elbows down. Now he wants 3 points of connection. He wants the head, so push into the golf club there. In the middle of the shoulders, he wants a natural curve, probably one of his hands underneath his lumbar and the sacrum. And all he's going to do is put pressure through his hands, through his knees, through his feet, so he's got that appendages, that spiral feedback and the gravity, and he's just going to imagine he's got a pair of trousers on, he's just going to zip up and feel a little bit of connection on that 4-point tummy vacuum. So just hold it there, Ryan. So it's a connection of the holding of the breath, a stopping of the diaphragm for 10 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. So just let the elbows go straight. And it's hard when the elbows are bent because then the head comes in line with the pelvis. Let's do one more. So drop to go down, 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 Ryan. That's it. Even more, even more, even more. Stay there. Hold it there. That's it. Stop that breath, draw up the zip, and again, the diaphragms, everything. We'll just pause for a moment for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Now I'm going to advance it on now, and again, we're fighting against and with gravity. We're actually pushing up from gravity. So he's going to bend his elbows and he's going to hover his knees off the floor. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release and rest. So that's quite tough, but the great thing is it's mimicking an infant development movement. So when we go right back to infant development, we've got tummy time, we come up onto all fours, and every time the hand touches the floor, you're starting to train those climbing, those Tarzan swinging muscles. You're starting to get that armpit spiral. You're starting to cross the hemispheres. So it can't really be answered in this short thing. It doesn't matter to me whether what you think that the core exists or whether you don't think it does exist or not. It's what you're doing with the body and what your body's showing. Enjoy.